All right, here's number 64. Algebra, determine the values of n. So given some unknown coordinates and a distance, let's find out what n is. What this is saying is that the coordinate j, point j, has the x value of n and a y value of n plus 2. The coordinates of point k are 3n, comma, n minus 1. The distance between j and k, that's what jk stands for, the distance between j and k is 5. Well, if I'm doing distance, I know my distance formula. Let me set that up. That says that y2 minus y1 squared plus x2 minus x1 squared, or, right, the order of those two really doesn't matter. I'm going to say x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus, I should probably make that a bracket, y2 minus y1 squared. So x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. If I take the square root, I should get the distance of 5. Okay, now these square roots kind of scare me a little bit. I don't really like square roots, so let me get rid of that. It's going to make it a lot easier for me to see what's really going on here. So 3n minus n, and that is squared, plus n minus 1 minus n plus 2 squared equals 25. And now there's a lot going on here as far as the polynomials, but we can simplify these, and let's just use our order of operations to do some simplifying. So this is saying 2n squared, right? 3n minus 1n is 2n squared, plus, now here I have an n minus n. So these n's are being subtracted. They're going to reduce to 0. And now I have a negative 1 minus 2. So I have negative 1 minus 2. Well, negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3. And I did it again. Put the squared. There we go. There, it should be out there. So n minus n reduced to nothing. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative 3 equals 25. And now this is a really manageable problem. That looks much better than what I started with. So now let's keep simplifying. 2 squared is 4. N squared is just n squared. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9 equals a 25. And now if I subtract 4n squared equals 16, n squared equals 4. And now again, we have to be very careful about this. When I take a square root, I don't always just want the principal square root, right? Sometimes I want the positive and the negative. So here, n could be 2. N could also be negative 2. And if I were being a very good mathematician, what I would do is I would go back and I would just make sure that the negative 2 works here. So I would go back and I would say, well, it'd be negative 2 comma 0. And that would be negative 6, negative 3. And that would make a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. So that would work. I should also check the positive, but for the sake of this video, I'm not going to do that. Please let me know what other questions you have, and I will help you out as soon as I can. I'll see you in class.